आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, all the sensory and motor organs become efficient and powerful. All is verily the one without second, absolute, ever blissful, ever perfect, conscious existence itself, the Brahman. Let me never deny Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience this truth in life, which have been described in details by the Upanishads, may be with me. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Let us feel this intrinsic oneness of existence. The appearances are different, but the substance is the same in whatever is being seen. Even the difference between the seer and seen is an illusory one. Let us think of a huge heap of ice cubes kept in a warm room. I am identified with one ice cube in the heap. I feel that is my shape, that is my size, that is my position in the heap. I am proud of my features. I connect to other ice cubes. Some are thought to be my parents. Some are thought to be my children, some my siblings, some my other relations and friends and colleagues. Some ice cubes are my enemies as well. Many are not related to me at all. I see the differences. But I see that I am melting. I am losing my shape. So also all other ice cubes. As I melt, all other ice cubes also melt. I see the oneness. The separate I, which was never there, even when there were distinct looking ice cubes. The reality, the truth was always the same oneness. And as I experience this oneness, all desires vanish. For I am bliss itself. I am all that is. There is nothing more left to be known. I am peace itself. Peace, peace, peace. We have been studying this great treatise, Stories from Srimad Bhagavatam. The highest truths are brought to us through very lucid stories, and that is how a very special place for these scriptures, because otherwise they very difficult parts are there that there is a mistake in this screen that you are seeing. It is actually chapter 4. The other parts are okay, but chapter 4. This is 208th class, and it is going on for 7 years now, Bhagavatam. So, we ninth volume, and this is chapter 4th, and a very well-known story is being narrated to highlight the supremacy of devotion. The devotion makes you see actually that God is the essence of everything, and therefore the differences are just superficial. They need not be worried about, or should not come into our active awareness, that it is like we when say we are eating rice, rice, so every grain is different, but we see that difference? We see, yeah, it is all same rice, they are same. So we do not make distinctions there. Although they look distinct, we see that they are same. So this seeing sameness is enabled through devotion. It is enabled through knowledge that the distinctions are only continuously changing things, and the oneness remains, so that oneness is real. That is the path of knowledge. The path of devotion, which gets to the same truth, but by feeling that everything is pervaded by the same God. So then we see that same and thus see that oneness. So this is the description of the devotion. We saw a few things last time about this King Ambarish. And Ambarish, although he had conquered the whole world, yet he was not didn't have that pride or this something like arrogance that breeds, that gets there because of this idea that I am such a great person. He was very devoted, very humble, and all the huge wealth that he had, he thought, well, it is something that comes and goes. It has no value at all. It is just a lump of clay. It is. So this is how a devotee feels. Lot of wealth comes, he doesn't get perturbed by that, and lot of wealth goes, nothing is left, and still remains unperturbed, feels very happy. These things come and these things go. So he was all unperturbed, and the mind was fixed on God. So he decided for that they sacrifice one particular vrata. Oh, but let us begin with the opening chant. So chant as loudly as you can. Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditarata श्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् Tene brahmhridaya adikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water, and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. This truth supreme is the main theme throughout all this great book, very big, voluminous book, and everything, all the stories are described to highlight this supreme, absolute, unchanging truth. And an example is given. Although you see various happenings, they do not change the elemental nature of that existence. Without any change, that one appears as many. And the example given is that of mirage. You are seeing water, there is actually only the sand, and then there is this light. So, like fire, water, and earth. Fire means here light. Light, water, and earth, they subsist in bringing the scene of a mirage. Big mirage is there. But there is no change in those things. It is only our awareness changes. It is so. This is what happens when we see the world. It still is the same unchanging divine presence. And then, when one is able to feel this truth, then that person is called a sage or a saint. Saint in Vedanta is the one who sees this truth of sameness. It is, you don't have to die for that. You don't have to perform any miracles. This is when you see that one existence appearing in all different forms, then you become a saint, because then you cannot hate anybody, you cannot covet anything, you cannot run after getting this object and that object. So your life becomes that of saint, and you are ever full of bliss and shedding blessings on everything and everyone. So that is the supreme truth. So this is being described. And Ambarisha was Nabhaga's son, who became the master of the whole world. But being devoted to God, regarded the whole universe as just a lump of earth. It is big or small, it is just that much. Nothing really to adore it. It is a lump of clay. So, this is how Ambarish didn't take any pride in having this mastery over this universe, and he decided to uh, perform this Dvadashi Vrata. This austerity consists of breaking the previous whole 3 days fast by performing some special rituals and giving gifts and food to all before taking their own food. So the king and the queen, they performed and this. So kept 3 days fast, and then that food was made ready for all. There were a lot of invitations. So many people came. They were greeted with special gifts and very nice food, and a very worshipful welcome was extended to all the guests. And this ritual has to be finished uh, before the auspicious moment passes. So the king and the queen have to finish taking their food before that moment passes. So therefore there is that clock is shown in the sand is coming down, and then yeah, before it gets emptied, the top portion gets emptied, the whole ritual has to be over. Otherwise, all the merit in performing it will be nullified. So, therefore, that was an important thing. And just as it was coming close to that point, not exactly, the point was still not over, the time was still there, but this mendicant Durvasa, known for his as austerities, but in Puranas he is more known for his angry outbursts and curses. Durvasa has given so many curses. So it is, and every time the God comes and protects the devotee from those curses. If they are given, if the person is a devotee, then Durvasa, he has lot of power accumulated through austerities. The austerity makes you accumulate lot of power. It is like conservation, austerity is like conserving. Your energies are not allowed to get frittered, so it builds up. It is, we have lot of power, but it all gets frittered away through, as it is told in scriptures, through these holes. Our 10 organs, 5 sense organs and 5 motor organs, they are like holes. Through that, all the energy gets dissipated. We have the boiler, and one before this was new one was brought in about 14 years ago. We invited, called somebody, a person to do the servicing for that old boiler. He came and just said, this cannot be used. This boiler cannot be used. It is a big fire hazard. It has so many holes, and not only all the energy is getting frittered away, it is very dangerous also, because it could cause fire here, there, and so just to make sure that nobody is using it, he turned off the gas connection, locked it, and said, this has to be replaced. No more use of this. I can't allow this. So, That is what happens, our personality, there is too much wastage, and that creates so many problems for us. Not only the energy gets frittered away, it instead of making our life happy with it, it makes our life miserable. So that is where the problem lies. That and through performance of austerities, now that power gets conserved. That it is so you plug the holes and don't let the energy get frittered away through that. So, different types of austerities people perform. But the main thing is, even after performance of these austerities, if the mind is not turned towards God, then it builds up some vices. The energy goes into that. Durvasa is an example of that. That it is, one becomes very upset and angry at just some suggestion of not giving proper honor. So it is now honor and respect cannot be demanded, they have to be commanded. You cannot demand that I must get this award and all that. It is to be, you cannot demand it. But if you expect and if you don't get it, then one becomes angry. So this Durvasa was known for anger. There are so many stories. One very well-known story in Mahabharata is there that when these Pandavas were in their forest dwellings, so they were to stay in forest for 12 years. So as they were staying there, they, as this sage Durvasa went there to have food, and he went there with so many, his 1,000 disciples, and uh, asked the food. Now Draupadi was given a special plate by Lord Krishna. That so long as you don't eat from that food, that plate, until you eat from that plate, there will be always infinite food there. So Draupadi therefore used to feed, make sure everybody is fed. Everybody would have enough food. All those 5 Pandavas, her husbands. So they were like that. Bhima was a big eater, and all that. Everybody was fed. And then if there are guests, she would look out for that. Any guest there, and then uh, everybody is fed, then only she would take food, because after that, now there won't be any food. The, and just as she finished her meals, this Durvasa with his 1,000 disciples appeared there. Huh? Food. They told that, oh, we will just go and take a bath in the river, take a dip there, and then come back. Keep the food ready for us. Now, what to do? She had finished her food. There was no further food in that plate. So she started remembering Lord Krishna, please, please save. And then, just as that those were to come to take food, Krishna appeared there. See if there is something in that plate, is anything remaining? Draupadi said, no, no, I finished everything just now. What do you mean? No, no, there may be sticking some particle, something. And then he found a small leaf, a piece of leaf was sticking there. So he took that leaf and put it in the mouth. And as an effect, Durvasa and all the disciples, their stomach was already filled. It got everybody felt that they cannot eat anymore. Uh, they started belching. And so now, to avoid any further embarrassment, they from river they never returned, they ran away. So this is how the Durvasa, so many stories are there about his angry nature. And so he came now, uh, Ambarisha received him with humility and reverence. Durvasa said he will take a bath in the adjacent river and then take food. Now the problem was Durvasa was taking rather a long time in taking bath. Hmm. Yeah, with so many matted hairs, and if he wants to wash all that with shampoo, it would take long time. There is no mention of his using shampoo or anything, but this is mentioned that Durvasa was taking time. It is that the king waited for the return of the sage till only a half muhurta, a few minutes, not half minute, a half muhurta was left, just means a few minutes. So, for that 12th day to that collapse, to lapse. So it is, and then that day elapsed, then you cannot, that whole that ceremony goes to waste. It is like you do have to go and catch the flight on time. If for whatever reasons you get delayed, it is then, in spite of your having bought the tickets in advance, in spite of your getting ready and starting from home on time, there is traffic jam, there is delay, and if you reach late and the flight would have gone, you miss it. In spite of all that and spending lot of money and everything, you miss the flight. So it is like that. Time is of essence, and the time was getting now over. So now he therefore conferred with his ministers and others there that it is, as you can see in that watch now, very little is on the top, everything has fallen down. It is bathing was taking a long time, and the auspicious time was getting over, and the king got concerned. What to do? If he does not take food before the prescribed time, all the merit accruing from this ritual would vanish. But if he takes food before feeding the guest, Turvasa, that would be sinful too. So now there is a big dilemma what to do. Torn between the two, he consulted his ministers as to what should be done, and ultimately decided at the last moment to sip just a little water. Because as he mentions here that uh, I shall break my fast by drinking mere water. Learned people say that drinking water can be considered both as taking food and not taking it too. Because it is just water, so that wouldn't harm. I will have still kept my vow, and just as he sipped the water, after a minute or so, this Durvasa came. In by his mental powers, he already knew what the king has done, and so he very angrily yelled at the king. It is. Now Durvasa returned after his noonday rides from the banks of the Yamuna and was respectfully welcomed by the king. The sage was, however, able to know through his mental power that the king had already broken his fast by drinking water. uh, to the king who was standing before him with joined palms, Durvasa, who was as angry as he was hungry. He was just a fireball. So it is said, with his body shivering and his face distorted by the arcing of his brows in extreme anger. Mm. Of my teachers, Swamis, used to say that anger doesn't hurt others as much. First, it hurts the person who gets angry. Mm. When you become angry, then your otherwise nice looking face gets distorted. Mm. You don't look as so. First, it affects the one who gets angry. The mind becomes incapable of logical thinking. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. You lose the sense of proportions. You lose what is right and what is not right, and thus in anger you destroy everything. That is why, isn't it, Charlie, the anger is good or not good? Not good, yeah. It is, don't get angry. Durvasa became so angry, and then uh, for this small transgression, he started yelling uh, to the king who was standing before him with joined palms. Durvasa, who was as angry as he was hungry, said, atrocious. This is uh, atrocious. Look at the transgression of this man who is cruel, unbalanced by pride of wealth, without an atom of real devotion to Vishnu, and behaving as if he were a law to himself. You invited me to come as your guest, but without feeding me, you have taken food. I shall show you the consequences of it immediately. And then Durvasa released a fiend from his matted lock of hair through one hair lock. He released this very fierce, fiendish demon, a spirit. But Ambarish remained unperturbed with his hands folded in devotion. A person who is devoted uh, doesn't get perturbed or angry. There is a very nice incident in Sri Ramakrishna's life involving two of his very brilliant disciples. One was Swami Adbhutananda. Later he became Swami Adbhutananda. At that time he was called Latu. And the other was then called Rakhal, Swami Brahmananda. So Sri Ramakrishna told Brahmananda, hey, Rakhal, give me a betel leaf, make a betel leaf and give me. Rakhal said, I don't know how to make that. I have never made. I am not going to do it. Now, relation between Sri Ramakrishna and Rakhal, and they were different. And the second time Sri Ramakrishna says, Rakhal again refused. Latu was burning with anger. It is that, hey, he is telling you to do it and you are just refusing to do it. What is this? And Rakhal replied calmly that I never did it. Just because he is telling, am I going to do it? I am not going to do it. If you want, you do it. Latu Maharaj was getting more angry. He has told you to do it. And you are, what kind of a devotee you are? And he was getting angry like that. And Sri Ramakrishna was smiling. And there was this, his nephew Ramlal was passing from there. Say, hey Ramlal, Ramlal, come here, see the fight between, when two fight, then the others like to look at it, a free wrestling, a wrestling bout for free. So it is, that is what they say, that it is when the marriage happens, then first year the man tells the wife, listens. Then second year the wife says, the man listens. And then after that, both talk and only the neighbors, they get a free this thing, a free show. So it is like that. So, and he asked, Sri Ramakrishna asked Ramlal, hey, look at this fight and tell me, now, who is a greater devotee? Is Rakhal a greater devotee or Latu is a greater devotee? Now it is a good question. Ramlal understood the fun in the question. And he stoically said, I think Rakhal is the better devotee. And listening to that, Latu again burst in more anger. It is, he doesn't obey Sri Ramakrishna. What kind of great devotee is he? This is, I don't get it. He is not devotee at all. What to speak of great devotee? He is a disobedient person. What kind of devotee? And Sri Ramakrishna nodded, that yes, Ramlal, you are right. Rakhal is the real devotee. A real devotee does not become angry. Real devotee, he says, does not become angry. He told Latu, look, don't get angry. Later on, Latu, when he became Adbhutananda, he was telling the devotees that how bad this anger is. He said that there was some person angrily talking, and then it had become very angry at somebody who has come drunk. And then Latu Maharaj was, stop, stop. See what is it? And Latu Maharaj said, he has at least the excuse of being drunk, you know. What excuse you have got to lose your temper? So it is, he then tells, anger is a very big enemy. A devotee should not become angry and upset. So this Ambarisha, being a real devotee, just remained unperturbed with his hands folded in devotion. And Durvasa released this fearsome fiend spirit on him. But there is the Lord Sudarshan wheel, Sudarshan chakra. There are so many stories of Krishna's Sudarshan chakra, that it is that with that weapon he can protect anybody, everybody, and can kill the enemies. So, and that Sudarshan wheel burned that terrible demon and went after Durvasa. Because it is, they say, don't just punish the obvious that criminal. Find out who is the mastermind of that. Catch that fellow. So it is. So after burning, that demon went after this Durvasa who had released it. And Durvasa went running to escape from this pursuing wheel. Sudarshan, they discuss of the Lord that had already been appointed as the protector of his devotee by him, burnt up that threatening spirit, and frightened by the failure of his effort and by the apparition of the Sudarshana rushing towards him, Durvasa now began to run in all directions. So the spreading flames of the fire coming from the Sudarshana pursued the sage as a forest fire does to a snake. The snake start running out when there is big fire in the forest, compelling Durvasa to take shelter in a cave of Mount Mahameru. So he went to Mount Mahameru. But the Sudarshana of irresistible might pursued him wherever he rushed for safety. All the quarters, the sky, the heaven, the ocean, the earth, and the 14 lokas. When he failed to get shelter anywhere, he went to Brahma, the creator, and prayed for protection, saying, O Master, O Creator, save me from this. Sri Hari's power, the Sudarshana. Brahma said, he is the time spirit, by a mere vibration of whose brows the whole universe, including my realm of Satyaloka, passes into dissolution at the close of Dviparardhas, when the divine play closes. All the power is gone. All creation collapses. We all experience this, you know. What happens to whole universe? What, John? When you sleep, what happens to the universe? Yeah, it is whether you don't know anything. There is no evidence that it exists. There is, because it is you close, the universe closes. When you wake up, the universe appears. So, this is the creation of God. With God tells Brahma that your creation will last till I take a nap. And then whole creation therefore just collapses. It is. So Brahma said, how can I help you against this? Sorry. So it is, uh, he is one commandments, at whose commandments we all, including myself, uh, and then Bhrigu, Prajapatis, Bhava, Daksha, he gives all the names, and all bhutas, they just are the servants of his. So, uh, I don't know what to do. Then this, thus abandoned by Brahma, uh, they and the Sudarshana was still after it. So he next went to Kailash and took shelter at the feet of Sri Rudra. Rudra said, he by whose will innumerable universes like this whole in which we are involved emerge and get dissolved. Against him we are not capable of doing anything. I, Sanat Kumara, Narada, Brahma, Kapila, and all like that, uh, we are subject to his Maya, and therefore they uh, he told the last thing is that you go to Hari, you go to take shelter in the Lord Vishnu, whose Sudarshan Chakra is pursuing you, and if he gives shelter, he is alone capable of doing it. And then Durvasa ran there. And there happened something very wonderful, tremendous. The Lord told him, "O Durvasa, it is as if I am not free in this matter. God is free to do anything, but God has taken the vow of protecting the devotees, you see. So that is the God's this duty, as it were. So I have to perform my duty. I have to protect my devotee Ambarish. So even I cannot help you in this matter. My advice is go to Ambarish, beg his forgiveness, and if he forgives you, then this will happen. Otherwise, I am bound to devotees. This is the great glory of devotion, that Lord, who is independent of everything, yet gets bound because of the love of devotees. Like this Lord of the entire universe, Krishna, was bound by Yashoda, by a mere rope. Hey, I am going to tie you. You have become so mischievous, and so I am going to tie you. Krishna was tied by this Yashoda. So is bound by the devotees. Lord is otherwise nothing can make God compelled to do anything. But devotees pray to God, and God does it. It is, I told you this story last time, I think, uh, that that Lord as Krishna in Mahabharata said that I will be on one side, my whole army will be on another side. But although I will be on that side that takes me, but I will not hold a weapon, I will not fight. I can give only advice. And here, Kaurava's army chief, who was great devotee of the Lord, said, I also am taking a vow that I will make Lord hold weapon against me. I will show such skills of war, such valor, that Lord will be compelled to take the weapon. And then, yes, the first 9 days that Bhishma was there, he uh, made such tremendous massacre of the Pandava armies. It is, and one day he attacked even Arjuna, and that day it was Bhishma's day, as it were. So even Arjuna was not able to fight uh, with enough power to resist that Bhishma's onslaught. And seeing that now Arjuna is going to be killed by Bhishma, now Krishna jumps down from the chariot, plucks a wheel of the chariot and attacks Bhishma. And Bhishma drops his arrow and bows, and then folds with folded hands. He starts praying, "Oh Lord, just to make the vow of your devotee come true, you even went to the extent of breaking your vow." See, that is the tremendous love that God has for the devotees. We think that we have to love God. Will God love us? God already loves us much more. We have to feel that God loves us. We cannot even love even a very small portion of it. So God tells uh, this Durvasa, mm, it is my vow to protect my devotee. If he pardons you, then only this Sudarshana will come back. Otherwise, I have no power. And then uh, it is having attained to life's fulfillment through my service. How are the devotees? The devotees' signs are told. They, it is the holy men who have deep rooted affection for me and respect my presence in all alike, win me over as a faithful wife does a dutiful husband. Having attained to life's fulfillment through my service, they do not care for the four forms of mukti. Mm. There are four forms of mukti described there. That it is, one is mukti means liberation. Mukti is what our Charlie says he likes. He says that when somebody offers him tea, Charlie, take tea. And Charlie says, I take only two types of tea, mukti and bhakti. So, mukti or bhakti. So mukti is liberation, bhakti, devotion. So it is having attained to life's fulfillment through my service. They do not care now, liberation or no liberation. These words become meaningless to a person who has this tremendous love for God, because they stand liberated. Their attraction for the worldly things is gone, so the bondage is gone. So, four types of liberation is told there. That samipya, salokya means living with God. Mm. In the same loka means in the same world as it were, or same township, for our understanding. Oh, yes, yes, I live, I and that person lives in the same town, and our town not so big, it's not New York, it is just Providence. So, Charlie and I, we live, it is in the same town. So, Salokya. Ah. Then Samipya. Oh, we are close by, just neighbors, a next door neighbor. Samipya, myself and Lord, God, we are just, every day when I come out and we say hi, hello. So it is, we are close to each other. Then there is the third, next one, Sarupya. We look each other like each other. We are so similar to each other. We look like each other. Then it is called Sarupya. And then there is no distinction left. It is called Sayuj. But the devotee who loves God does not care for these things. I love that love gives them all. So these words they do not want to hear, do not want to think about those. What does it matter? So, uh, how little would they then care for the perishable attainments of the world? Holy men are verily my heart. This is again and again Lord tells that this saintly people, the holy people, they are like my heart. So they live in me. It is so. Uh, O learned one, he is telling Durvasa, O learned one, I shall tell you a way out. Listen to it. Go for help to Ambarisha himself, against whom you used black magic. The black magic done against a saintly person would cause the ruin of a person who resorts to such practices. It may hurt somebody else, but not a person devoted to God. So, uh, so learned one, you return to Ambarisha, and then Durvasa returns to Ambarisha. It is Vishnu told Durvasas too, I am somewhat bound to my devotees, so go back to Ambarisha, beg forgiveness. And then Durvasa falls at the feet of Ambarisha, uh, begging forgiveness. King did not take his offense at all. Shuka says, thus instructed by the Lord Durvasa, who was extremely distressed by the threat of the discus, now went to Ambarisha and held his feet seeking protection. Ambarisha was shocked at the rishi holding his feet. Extremely bashful and pained at heart, he began to recite a hymn in praise of the Sudarshana. So, and then this story continues with that hymn. We shall discuss that hymn. Uh, it is in the next Friday's class. So today we shall close with the chant. This is the third verse of Bhagavatam. The opening chant is the first verse, and this is the third verse. Sometimes we will chant the second verse also. Very beautiful. Nigamakkalpatarurgalitam phalam शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. Any questions about this discussion? Oh, give her, Charlie, microphone, and then afterwards to John.
How to control anger?
How to control anger? See, we have certain tendencies, but when its bad effect on ourselves is seen, then we automatically control it. It is like many who like sugar, but know that if they eat it, it hurts them more. So they therefore avoid that. We have to see the bad effects of anger. That is the first means. Secondly, that do something else to counter it. First thing is see the bad effects of it. Second thing is try to control it by turning the mind to God. See that God is in all. So whom shall I get angry with? There is the third thing, a more practical and psychological. That is, you become upset and angry by seeing something that has hurt you from that person. But think about it, that has that person not done something good? Does that person have no good qualities at all? Everybody has, isn't it? So, then when you think of the good qualities of other person, what will happen to the anger? It will melt. And the third is very, very, the temporary, but a measure that is to be invoked in emergency. All these are earlier things that were told. They are measurements, the measures to be implemented before, like to prevent the fire. Then you put the smoke detectors, avoid this putting fire here and there, and all those things you do beforehand. But still, if fire comes, now you don't think, oh, let me put in sprinkler system, let me put on the smoke detector. Now fire truck has to be called, That is time for fire truck. So such emergency measure. When the anger is now coming, now you cannot control at all. You have to take some emergency measure. Then control your breath. Breathing is a very effective thing. When you because as the anger comes, your breath changes. Now try this counter method. Let me hold my breath and let me breathe regularly. And then the anger will not get a chance to express. So that is the last means to control the anger. Do you get angry? Oh, okay. So you are just human, John.
Testing. Okay. my question's more about the ice cube analogy.
Okay.
I never heard that before, really. I kind of like that
I
meditation.
tell it on many
Yeah.
occasions, I have told it to see the oneness.
Oh, yeah. Because, it made me think of an igloo. And
Igloo, yeah.
and each ice cube, to make an igloo, it has to be slightly different from the one below, and it's sort of like an arch, with the stones, and then
Yeah,
there's the
yeah.
keystone, but they all have a little bit of a different shape, but it functions. It is that way when it functions. But then the igloo, the spring comes along, and it melts.
It melts. When spring comes, it
Yeah.
melts, and all those shapes, all those different stone-like arrangement, it all is gone.
Yeah.
But when it is there, it fulfills certain functions. The shapes, there, they fulfill functions. Therefore, if I have to find a driver for bus, I will tell Johnny, isn't it? Not to Charlie. Charlie, you drive this bus? No, he won't. But Johnny can do that. So it is like that. The functionalities are different. Everybody has a function like this table and a chair made of say same wood. This podium and that stand all are made of wood. As wood they are same, but functionally because of their particular shapes, that shape assigns a function also for that. So there the differences are there. Thank you. Yes, dear?
Yeah, I think I may have heard something wrong. I thought you said that when Ambarisha drank the water, no one was hungry. But then you said Durvasa was
No,
hungry.
no. Ambarisha drank water, not that nobody was hungry. You are confusing the two stories I was telling. That one story that from the Draupadi's, Pandava's story. When there the Krishna ate a little piece sticking to that plate, and then everybody was filled. It is here that has another philosophy also behind it. Right now I am not going to tell that, but it is this idea that is a different thing. Yeah. Any question up there? Okay.
Yes. Question from Rekha Janardhanan.
Rekha Janardhan. Okay. Yes, Rekha.
When describing the true devotee, does Krishna mean that a true devotee is not merely someone who seeks to stay close to God, but someone who becomes one with Him by dissolving their ego?
They don't have to worry about it. All these divisions, they don't care, because God is, they feel the presence of God in their heart, their love. That is what happens with love, The thought is not about you at all there. The thought is also only about the beloved. That is the high level of love that is being spoken of here. So they don't worry about anything. There is that story that Narada thought that he is the best, highest level devotee. And then, just to get confirmation, he asked a very loaded question to God one day, that it is, oh God, who is your best devotee? What do you think? Have you ever thought of this? That who is your best devotee? He thought that Lord will say, oh Narada, it is you, isn't it? You keep on always constantly keep on chanting the name of Hari all over the world. So certainly you. But Lord said, oh, I'm in no mood to answer your questions. I have a terrible headache. Terrible, terrible headache. Oh, what can I do for it? There is a medicine that you can give, anybody can give who has devotion. The medicine is the dust of the devotee's feet. The dust of the devotee's feet. That is, and Narada, when he heard, he felt horrified. But then putting dust of that feet to your head, that devotee would go to hell. I don't know, Narada. This is the problem. I am having this terrible, terrible headache, and this is the medicine. Just find out. Narada went to all different very well-known devotees, Sanaka, Sanatana and all that. They said, oh, we are so sorry, but this we cannot do. Putting dust of our own feet to the Lord, we cannot do. So he returns to God. God, sorry, I didn't find anybody who is ready to give that to you. I pray that your Lord said, did you go to the gopis of Vrindavan? Did you go to the gopis of Vrindavan? Narada scoffed at that. Says, oh, you mean those cowherd women there? No, go to them. So just to obey Lord, Narada goes to them. And then they, as soon as they saw Narada, they gathered around him. Oh, how is Lord? They forgot themselves. And then only the thought of God remained. Oh, God has so much headache, and the only medicine is the dust of devotees' feet. And the gopis started rubbing their feet on earth, said that, take Narada, take this. And Narada told them that if you take, you may have to go to hell. What do we care? We care only that may Lord be free from all sickness. We don't, who cares whether we go to hell or wherever. So that is how Narada was given the lesson, that this is the real devotion. You don't care what happens to you. You are all established in God. So there is no, I want this. I want this is a lower level devotion. It is, as is that God's will. That's it. I don't care for anything. I love God. That is how a devotee is established in it. So who cares for liberation or this mukti and that mukti? No. This is the path of devotion, very nice. Any other question?
Can I ask a question, Maharaj?
You want to ask, okay.
Just short question. So Sri Ramakrishna also says that you have to intensely desire. You have to intensely desire God. So he's saying you have to desire God, but not mukti. Is that what he's trying to say?
Well, that is, he said that he was telling the devotees that have no desire at all. Then somebody argumentative person said, what about the desire for God, getting God? So Sri Ramakrishna explains that doesn't really fall amongst desires, it is the word we have much fewer words than the emotions that we have to express through that. So therefore the same word is used, the desire. So he gives the analogies about it, that this particular green is not to be counted amongst green when all other greens have been prohibited. This green is still okay. So all these sweets are prohibited, but sugar candy, and that candy is a medicine in Ayurveda, so that's okay. So it is like that, that desire for God is not a desire. Yeah. Now again, she has again okay, last one. Yeah, this is question inspired by other question. That is,
Maharaj, what is the difference between mukti and love of God?
now this is mukti depends on your idea of bondage. And love for God also depends on what is your idea of love. Our worldly ideas of liberation are like our idea of bondage. This is my bondage. Like uh, our Raji, not that Raji, this Raji. Is the bondage is I am not getting green card. So then getting green card will be freedom. So the idea of liberation is related to what is our idea of bondage. So if somebody doesn't have enough money, is so getting some money feels that that is liberation, because the bondage was monetary poverty. So depending on our idea of this liberation, we get liberation. And these are all relative liberations. The real liberation is I does not remain at all. There is no one who is bound, and there is therefore no one who is free. This whole cause of bondage, it vanishes. In love also, the same thing happens. The I merges in the love for God. Love establishes oneness. You don't feel mine and my beloved, we are one, as it were. It is, you feel even the belongings of one as belonging of other. Like a child is asked that, oh, is that you are? Yes, that is my house. Ah, now that is not really child's house, maybe belonging to the child's parents. So, but because of the love, that becomes mine. So it is like that love brings oneness. So the same result happens through love. And it is much easier because love is a feeling that is there with us, has to be just turned to God. So let us conclude with the closing chant. मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव हरि हरि बोल। केशव माधव Hari Hari Bol.